Bill Gates is today known as one of the richest men in the world, a role model that many people aspire to become. But the billionaire is not always successful. In fact, Bill Gates had to go through many failures before reaching the top. Fortunately, he was always determined to pursue his dream and achieved it. Are you curious about how Bill Gates overcame failures? This article will tell you his life story, his failures, and how he was able to overcome them to become one of the richest people on the planet. Bill Gates's early life. Bill Gates's birth name is William Henry Gates. He was born in 1955 in Seattle, Washington, as the son of William H. Gates and Mary Maxwell. He and his siblings were always encouraged to strive hard and have a competitive spirit. The future billionaire showed intelligent qualities from an early age, and he also loved reading. He spent a lot of time reading books from an early age. While enrolled at Seattle's exclusive Lakeside Preparatory School, Gates excelled in almost every subject. English, science and math were easy for him. After that, Gates took a special interest in computers and what they could do, mainly because there was a computer company in Seattle that gave students internships with computers. That was when he worked on a project that involved writing a program in a basic computer language. In 1973, he graduated from Lakeside School with a very high score of 1590 out of 1600. Drop out of university. Not everyone who goes to university completes it, and Bill Gates is one of those people. He enrolled in Harvard University in 1973. He studied law, but after 2 years of studying, he changed his plans to the disappointment of his parents. In 1975, Bill Gates officially dropped out of university, but he did not do it in vain. Bill Gates stopped studying to focus on developing Microsoft, the company he founded with his friend, Alan Trafo Data. Many people don't know, but before their success with Microsoft, Gates and Alan founded a company called Trafo Data. The two businessmen have been friends since Alan was in 10th grade and Gates was in 8th grade, but they have been working on computers since they studied together at Lakeside School. One day, in the summer, Bill Gates started working for a company. This company specializes in measuring traffic flow. This must be done manually, from reading to writing results, but the process was too cumbersome and time-consuming. So Alan and Gates decided that it would be much easier to do it with Trafo Data. Trafo Data was their first business. Its goal is to be able to read information from road traffic counters, then help traffic engineers by generating reports. Bill Gates hired some young students in school to read paper tapes, then copy the data onto computer cards. Each student who does this will receive 50 cents per tape from Gates.
Gates and Allen then used the University of Washington Library computers to create some graphs of hourly traffic data. Then a machine was built by a third partner that could read the tape automatically. They had to spend a lot of money on an 8008 microprocessor chip, which would become the machine that would help the business operate. However, Trafo Data did not achieve the success that Gates and Allen expected, so the company was forced to cease operations. Trafo Data is a good idea with a flawed business model. We hadn't thought to do any market research, and we didn't know how difficult it would be to get capital commitments from municipalities. From 1974 to 1980, Trafo Data had a total net loss of $3,494. We closed shortly after that, Paul Allen told Newsweek. Even though this was a failure, neither of the two entrepreneurs lost their enthusiasm. They became more dedicated to making Microsoft even better. This failure was the first lesson learned by Gates and Allen. Overcome failure. Trafo Data may have been a failure, but Gates and Allen have no regrets. Success may be limited, but it is necessary for Microsoft's future adventures. Microsoft was founded while Trafo Data was still a running project, but even after its failure, it still provided value to Mr. Gates and Allen in their large business. Obviously, Trafo Data is what helped them get what they needed to create Microsoft's first product. Later, more specifically, the failure with Trafo Data allowed Mr. Gates and Allen to understand microprocessors and how they work. This is absolutely essential to their success with Microsoft. Without our Traf-O Data joint venture, and without his time working with computers at the University of Washington, Microsoft would not be as successful as it is today, Allen declared. In my experience, every failure contains the seeds for your next success if you're willing to learn from it. In 1986, Microsoft went public, and over the years, it became one of the most successful businesses in the world. By 1987, Microsoft's stock price increased sharply, making Bill Gates one of the richest billionaires in the world. In mid-2023, billionaire Bill Gates was invited to attend the 2023 graduation ceremony of Northern Arizona University. This is a comprehensive university, ranked 38th in the United States and 69th in this 2020 World University Education Quality Rankings. At the graduation ceremony, Gates gave a very special speech. First of all, your life is not a one-act play. In other words, your life doesn't have just one pattern. The major you're studying and the job you're working in may not necessarily be the career you pursue a few years later. As your experiences improve, your level of consciousness improves, and times change, you will have different goals at different stages of your life. Second, even the smartest people can get confused. During your studies, your learning is guided by exams. After entering society, your learning is guided by each question. Only through continuous learning can you continuously improve yourself. Graduating from university is not the end of the learning process, but the beginning. Third, focus on work and solve important problems. A person's contribution to society depends not only on his ability, but also on his position. Only in important industries and in important positions can you become an important person. Solving important problems. Fourth, don't underestimate the power of friendship. Allen, Gates' first startup partner, passed away in 2018. This speech was Gates' first at a school after Allen's death. Allen is a high school friend of the billionaire and an important business partner. Although there were conflicts between the two, if Gates was asked to make a new choice, he would most likely choose to start a business with Allen. Fifth, relaxing properly does not mean being lazy. The current generation is facing great stress due to lack of attention. When necessary, you must stop, rest, and manage your energy well to be able to accelerate better. Kevin Kelly suggests that we should set aside one day a week to do nothing. Additional tips: 1. Life is unfair. Get used to it. 2. The world doesn't care about your self-esteem, only your achievements. 3. You won't get $1 million salary every year right out of college. Nor can you become a vice president with the company-issued cell phone right away. You have to earn both through hard work. 4. If you think your boss is very strict and cruel, when you become the boss, you will know that the boss has no guarantee about the term of employment. 5. There is no shame in working at a fast food restaurant, doing manual labor. 6. If you can't do something, it's not your parents' fault. So don't complain about your mistakes and learn from them. 7. Before you were born, your parents were not as angry as they are now. They're like that because they're busy spending money, doing your laundry, and listening to you brag about how great you are. So before you set out to save the world, clean your room. 8. In school, there may be winners and losers, but in life, it's too early to say that. School will constantly give you the opportunity to find the right answer, but this does not happen in real life. 9. Life is not a semester system. There are no winter or summer breaks in life, and no employer is interested in helping you find yourself. Do this on your own time. 10. What is shown on TV is not real life. In real life, everyone has to leave the coffee shop and go to work. 11. Be nice to nerds and maybe you'll work for them in the future. 12. Get rid of items you no longer use. You can use them to give to others or for charity. This is also a way to help you reduce stress, be happier, and more valuable. 13. If you are not satisfied with your current workplace, find another job. Don't get stuck there just because they pay well. You will definitely regret it. 14. Friends and family are more important than your job.